Hey guys, happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It is 6:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. As you can see, I'm already in my workout. And this video, this is just my opinion. These are just observations. As the morning's going on, there's things I saw, I observed yesterday, the news on certain sites that alarmed me, and I wanted just to mention it to you guys. Now, I'm saying this because these are things that I haven't looked up specifically, I haven't verified specifically, but they're things I'd like to just give a heads up, an opinion. First of all, world meters. Consistently over the last week, I've seen, I think, 3 or 4 states, I mentioned this before, having alarmingly high new cases every day. And I don't know if this is a second wave or if this is just the stages the pandemic goes through as it moves through the country. Specifically, Illinois. I've seen yesterday, I believe their new cases were almost equal to New York. It was like 2,000, a good 2,000 new cases midday yesterday. And that's a lot, and it's been consistently every day. Illinois has been getting a lot of high numbers. Another one is Maryland and the DC area. Very, very high numbers for the state, for the population and everything. Florida, I've said this one before. Texas, Minnesota, Virginia. Those right off, but especially Illinois and Maryland. I noticed just had a crazy, unusually high numbers, and not just for one day, especially Illinois. I want to get back to work just as much as the next guy. And I fear that jumping the gun and possibly like having a big second outbreak, just hypothetically saying like in the Chicago area, and then having that like a bomb explode like New York did. You know what I'm saying? As we're all going back to work, that scares me. That's a big worry of mine. I want to get back to work too. I want to have my surgery. I understand. When yesterday they talked about this situation we're in now as being as bad or worse than the Great Depression. The economic situation is getting dire, and I realize this, but all the more though, I think we have to be careful too, because a misstep could be even worse. I think a misstep could be even worse than just waiting a little while and doing it carefully. Just a thought. Just a thought. Another thing that I saw yesterday that worried me, and I haven't looked up the specifics yet, is some Democratic lawmakers suggesting about a $2,000 a month. I don't know if they're calling it stimulus for all the people, all the working people, all the people of the United States. See, this is the reason I call this an opinion, because I haven't gotten all the information completely put together yet, but it's definitely a true story. These Democratic lawmakers talking about $2,000 a month for the American people. And as I told you guys before, with the $2 trillion stimulus, I have a hard time wrapping my mind around where this money is coming from. Now, I understand Bernie Sanders and setting up a system in the future where it's viable, or might even save money, to set up a system where you get what's it called, the PP, the personal paycheck. You get a check every month, but I think that would require a lot of advanced setting up our economy, so that would work. It worries me that they're talking about just handing out $2,000 to every American adult. Now, where is that money coming from? Again, I worry about Social Security. Not only that it's all of our money, but I really fear that they're going to turn around after this and say that Social Security is, insolvent, no longer doable. That worries me too. I don't understand where this $2,000 a month, and you guys know that I lean more Democrat right now, and I'm not sure. I don't know if that sounds, honestly, my first gut opinion is $2,000 a month right now for all the American citizens does not sound like a good idea. It doesn't. These are stories I have to look more into, but they're things that are on my mind. I probably will make videos on these when I get more information, but this is just more of an opinion, a heads up video. All right, I got to get back to my workout. You guys have a great Sunday.